Jesse here with Valley High Vans again. We just finished this build and I want to take an opportunity to show you around. It's a 2020 Sprinter, 144-inch wheelbase, two-wheel drive, and it's jet black, right? The rims are blacked out, everything's black. It's pretty beautiful. So we've got a roof rack on top here, and then we've got 200 watts of solar and a max air fan. We went with the flare space bump outs, so we're sleeping sideways in this build, which enables us to save some space in the interior, and we'll show you that in a second. Got one CRL Lawrence window in the side here on the slider. It's a T-vent, and it allows for cross ventilation while you're sleeping. So, all right, let's look at the interior. So we went with like darker colors on this. It's more of like a masculine feel build out. So we've got in the navy blue on the lowers, and then a grizzle gray on the top here. And it's looking really good. Our ceiling is a pine tongue and groove ceiling, but it's stained to match our butcher block countertops, which are a birch product. But so everything's in the interior is matching as far as the wood goes, and we love it. All right, so in the interior space, we've got a swivel seat on the passenger side here, which enables for like a his and hers dinette kind of sleeping area, or sorry, eating working area with the lagoon table, which is nice. Also underneath the front seat, passenger seat, we've got a S-Bar D2 heater, so that enables you to have heat all winter long, so you can go skiing or do whatever activities you want, and then still be comfortable when you get back to the van. We've got our standard kitchenette, utilizing butcher block, again finished in the navy. It's all pre-cat lacquer, so it's really hard, cabinet grade kind of stuff. Using our sink with the removable cutting board. And we've got a quartz black sink, black drain, black cool down faucet. This is plumbed to our 20-gallon water tank, which is located over the wheel well on the other side. And it also is plumbed to our hot water heater, which is in the rear of the vehicle. And it's a 1.2 kilowatt hot water heater that is powered by our electrical system, and we'll talk about that more in a little bit. Underneath the cabinet, or underneath the sink, we've got our typical 7-gallon gray water tank, which you can then pick a responsible place to dump your gray water. We've got also additional storage down there for whatever you would like to choose. And then a couple additional drawers, actually 4 drawers. The top one is for the client's induction cooktop. Right now we've got all the manuals and some leftover hardware in there for him. And then a couple more drawers for coffee cups and whatever you so choose. And then at the bottom there is our pots and pans drawer, so you can get a spaghetti pot in there. Over the kitchenette, again in the grizzle gray. Really love how that turned out. Inset cabinetry, more of like a modern look. We've got some overhead cabinets that you can store cooking items, you know, spices, foods, dry goods, whatever. Inset cabinets with soft close hinges and our typical boat spring openers, so you don't have to worry about gas struts or shocks wearing out or anything like that. You just hit the boat hatch, boat spring, and the door will shut. And the client picked out some really nice leather straps there. Moving towards the back, we've got 2 seating areas opposing each other. One side we've got a Nature's Head toilet, and then the other we're housing a Dometic chest off fridge. But again, that enables some more seating, so you can sit here, have a conversation, do some work with the lagoon table, have dinner. You can really sit 1, 2, 3, 4 people really easily inside of this van. It is a 144, but because we're maximizing the space as much as we can, we can fit, you know, quite a few people to have a dinner party, whatever you're doing. I also have a full-size bed, and because we're sleeping sideways, we can utilize the width of the vehicle to sleep. So I'm 6'2", and I can fit from this panel to the other side with no problem. And if you're taller than that, we've got options available too. We can go with an extended flare to enable you to sleep sideways. But because of that, we've got a full-size bed, and then we still have room for this kitchenette, the Nature's Edge toilet, the fridge. So really a big fan of the flare spaces and sleeping sideways and how it turned out. This pillow's away. You can see our trim out. We used some tweed material. It's a marathon tweed. It's water resistant, mold resistant, all that kind of stuff. And we've upholstered the wall panel, the trim kit from Flare Space, and the flare itself. And really love how that turned out. Pretty nice. All your controls here on the van. Max air fan, typical max air fan, the S-bar heater, and then our lights are on a dimmer here, cabin lights. Nice reading lights as well. The client picked out there. There's a red function, which is pretty cool. So you can read it. Rear of the van, the overhead clothing storage basically is what it's used for. I've got some extra sheets in there right now, but it's a nice his and hers clothing storage. The rear of the van too, this client opted for no windows. There's just a window in the flare, pill style window there, a little bit of cross ventilation. But in the very back, there's no windows. He opted for, just for privacy, loss of heat. Didn't go with windows, so we did a custom trim out there using that marathon tweed as well. Really liked how it turned out with the buttons in the back. Looks really nice. We upholstered the rear columns as well with that same material, and it just feels like a home. Feels like something you want to spend a lot of time in. Rear of the van, and we're going to look at the garage space. So those are the panels that I was just talking about with the marathon tweed there. Really like how they turned out. They are fully insulated. This door is insulated with 3M insulation. So keeping it in the cool and keeping in the cool and keeping out the cool too, right? So keeping in the heat. Garage space is here. We again match the ceiling to this trim board for the bed. All the natural grain of the wood shows. But this is oriented to enable him to put his bike. He's got a road bike, and this bed height is allocated so he can take the front tire off of his bike and then fit it underneath the bed. We've also got an 8-inch memory foam mattress, and it is a little bit shorter than normal, but it is a full-size bed. We've got interior lights here. I don't know if you can see them going on, probably not. But we've got garage storage lights, and then we've also got exterior lights for the switch out here. We've got a 2,000 watt inverter on board. So in this build, we put a outlet in the rear, so you can cook out here if you so choose with an induction cooktop. You could run a water pump, anything that would require 110 power there. We have one of our Valley High Van's power systems installed in this build. It's a 200 amp hour power system with all Victron and battle-borne components. And then on the other side is our 20-gallon over-the-wheel water tank, and we also have a hot water heater. 1.2 kilowatt hot water heater which powers our pull-out shower, which can also be utilized back here in the rear for taking a shower, spraying off your feet, spraying the van down, mountain bike, whatever. You fill the water tank in the rear here as well. We've got a check valve for a normal garden hose fill, and then our water valve that turns on the water, off the water, and then also drains the tank. Excited for this one. Love the way it came out. Can't wait to share it with the client, and thanks for taking time to watch the video.